Hi everyone and welcome to Dean Park Model Railway. It's Christmas time and what could be better than getting a Hornby train set in your stocking from Santa. Certainly looking back at my childhood Christmases, there was nothing more exciting than peeling back the wrapping paper to see that iconic Hornby logo shining through. So I'm going to take a look at this all new LNER Azuma train set that Hornby have just released in time for Christmas, and I'm also going to compare it to the full fat highly detailed version that I've got here at Dean Park. As I mentioned, this has just arrived in the shops in time for Christmas, and the product code is R1288M. And what this pack gives you for around about the £180 mark is 2 driver cars and a central coach. It also comes with an oval of track with a siding, a buffer stop, a Hornby track mat, and a controller with mains power. It comes with Hornby's usual stylish packaging, sure to excite any young boy or girl opening this up from Santa on Christmas morning, or indeed those of us who are quite a bit older but still young at heart. If I turn the box round, it'll tell you how to expand and grow your Hornby collection, and also to enhance it using the Hornby HM7000 TXS sound system. It's good to see that Hornby have made this all new tooling DCC ready, and it comes with a 21-pin interface should you wish to upgrade it to DCC control. In this video I'm just going to really focus on the 2 driving cars and the central coach here, and comparing them to my Celebrating Scotland highly detailed Azuma pack that I got a few years ago. The packaging is substantial from Hornby. The box is certainly quite weighty, and it's all using recyclable materials, including this kind of cardboard shell that they've got here as well. First impressions when taking it out of the box, instantly I was impressed by the level of finish on the LNER colour scheme here. Beautifully sharp printing on the side there, and it extends to the nose area here. We've got the yellow panel and the black roof. It does really look the part, doesn't it? Where they may have saved on the detail, these windows are very dark, as are the cab windows. I suspect that there's no detail in there. In fact, I can just see in there, and it doesn't appear that there's much going on inside. That's going to be one of your main differences, I'd imagine. Other side, equally as impressive, nicely printed, going along the length of the track. These are not in waterslide transfers, they're actual printing, so they don't overlap the windows. There's no silvering or flaking. It really is quite an impressive paint finish. Looking at the roof, you've got more moulded detail than you do on the fully detailed version, and this pantograph looks to be fixed in the lowered position. Round the end, you've got less separately fitted detail and less detail in the gangway here. On the real one, this is more of a rubberized gangway connector, whereas this is a fixed plastic. Underneath, you've got this form of kinematic coupler, which will allow it to go around train set curves. And at the back bogie here, where the motor is, you've got 2 traction tyres, which are going to help it haul a fuller length train. Being a lighter version than the full detailed one, the traction tyres are going to come in handy there. The supplied middle coach is very lightweight. Again, you can't see in the interiors there. The underneath, I've got no pickups for any form of lighting. It's got a similar type of kinematic coupler to the driving car there for connection. Again, no detail at the gangway ends. Still an impressive vehicle though. I can't really read the printing on the destination areas there. I'll check that on my fully detailed one. I'm sure they're better on that version than they are on this train set one. But again, if I was to be given that as a present, it really does look the part. And you know what, the majority of modelers, especially children, are going to find this easy and robust to use. There's nothing too delicate that can be snapped off. And yeah, first class finish from Hornby. As soon as I got the highly detailed one out the box, the differences became immediate to me. I've not had my Azuma out for a while now. Maybe that's why I didn't really spot some of the differences when I took this one out the box. There is a cab interior in the highly detailed one with a window you can see through. You can't see through that on the railroad kind of train set version. The windscreen wiper here is moulded on, whereas that's separately fitted. They've both got directional lighting, but as you can see around kind of the top of the cab here, there's more printed detail, whereas that one's left blank. And also you can see an orange cantrail line going along the side, along the top of the coach there, whereas that is missing on the train set version. Hornby have omitted some of the printed detail that's on this highly detailed one on the train set one, and some detail has been picked out and added to the more detailed one, again, which is not on the train set version. When I look closer at the bogies, the train set Azuma just has normal wheel sets, whereas on the highly detailed one, it's got brake disc detail on the wheels. Both bogie mouldings are very similar, if not the same, but you're getting a little bit more added and picked out detail around about this area here. Looking at both side by side, obviously your fully detailed one's got an interior and it's fully lit, and you've got more detail picked out here for the door locking system, whereas this one here, it's just plain grey plastic. The full detail one has interior lighting. Okay, it bleeds through the plastic, but at least it's there, and that's what you're paying some of the extra money towards for all these added details and features. There's additional printing, all your disabled signage. The printing on the destination areas is the same actually as on the train set one. I had it in my head that this was behind a clear lens, but it's just been printed on, and it's no better or no worse than the train set one. There is less detail printed on the model throughout, to be honest. You've got more detail around about the doors, coach designation, opening and some warning panels there, whereas it's not here, and it's not really been picked out in any other colour than grey plastic on the train set version. Roof detail, train set version, full fat version. A lot more separately fitted and fragile detail on the rear one here. That's not really going to be conducive to having a kid using it, whereas this thing here is going to be a lot more robust and stress-free for the parents anyway, not having to pick up broken bits all over the place if a young child happens to dislodge anything. This is far more robust for everyday train set use. Gangway ends, again, there's a difference there, isn't there? Far more detail on the fully detailed version. This is more of a rubberized kind of connector here, whereas that one's hard plastic. You've got a glass door there for the opening and shutting, whereas that's just blanked off with the grey plastic moulding. They look to have used the same kinematic couplers for both versions, which is good. So I suppose therefore they're compatible. If you wish to run your main kind of set with a railroad coach, I suppose you'd get away with it, if you don't mind the reduction in printed detail. I've not had my own Azuma out on the track for some considerable time. It either sits in its box or on a display cabinet, but you know, seeing it beside the train set version, you do really start to appreciate the extra detail and effort that has gone into the full fat version, if you like, in comparison to that of the train set. But does that make the train set one a poor model? Absolutely not. You know what? If I was a 10-year-old kid wanting an LNER train set for Christmas, I would actually be beside myself with excitement getting this kind of train set version here. Get it out, lay the track, you'd have it running within half an hour, no problems. You can choose to DCC fit it if you want. It's got that upgrade option. Yeah, I mean, I think Hornby really have hit the nail on the head by bringing out this lesser detailed one. It's what the train set market and the younger audience have really been craving. I was at the Hornby Model Railway Christmas show last week, and I was chatting to a few dads and their kids, and it was LNER. All the young boys and girls wanted LNER livery. It's what they see, it's what they travel on, and I think Hornby really are going to have success with this train set, especially for the younger market. Now, I've been told by Santa Claus that the eventual recipient of this LNER unit on Christmas morning is a DC user, so I've not gone about fitting a DCC decoder. What I have done is I've set up a DC test track using my rolling road. As you can see, the unit is performing just now, and the white lights are illuminated at the nose. The unit's been driven by the rear two axles on the rear bogie, and when I change direction, the white lights will go out and the red tail lights will illuminate. So there you have it, the all-new Hornby Azuma train set version, happily sitting next to my highly detailed Azuma here at Dean Park. Okay, you've got less detail, but with that comes its advantages. Less things to be snapped off when a child's playing with it. If you've got dexterity issues, you're not going to have to worry about breaking some of the fine detail. And at £180 for two driving cars and a central coach, an oval of track, a track mat and a controller. It's great for those on a budget. I hope you enjoyed having a quick look at the Hornby Azuma train set. Certainly if you follow me here at Dean Park, you'll know that I tend to stick in my 1980s and 1990s running era. However, I do have a bit of a penchant for the more colourful modern day liveries, including that on the LNER Azuma. So I think I'll get my own one out of the box, onto the tracks, and have a good old modern day running session throughout the holidays. After all, that's the fun of having a layout, sometimes just sitting there and enjoy watching the trains go past. I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. I hope you have a great time with friends and family. I'll be back just before the end of the year with my top models of 2025, so stay tuned for that. However, in the meantime, stay safe and I'll see you in the next video.